So you just heard all of the amps in the Metal Signature Pack by Positive Grid, and I'm going to share some more details and effects that I use for these tones here, along with what you need in order to use the Metal Signature Pack. But real quick guys, this is not a sponsored video. Positive Grid is not sponsoring this or paying me. I did purchase this metal pack here about a week ago. I'd been meaning to grab it for quite some time, but I saw that it went on sale, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get this, I'm going to try it out, and hey, I'm pretty impressed so far. Of course, I want to know your comments and what your favorite amp is that you just heard as well. But real quick, let me just touch on the settings here. So I basically left the amps alone as far as the cabinet goes. They're paired with certain cabinets by default. You guys know I normally use their Celestion classic speakers and cabinets there, those Sims, but I just left it as is. Some of the amps were paired with their tread plate cab, and then other amps were paired with their, I think it's their greenback cabinet. So I just left everything as is. I didn't mess with the EQ a whole lot. I did tweak them a little bit just to my liking. The effects that I use for these, so all the metal tones, the metal rhythms that you heard, I had a noise gate in front of those, and that's just the Positive Grid noise gate. I also use their 808 overdrive sim, and same thing for the leads. Now there are two clean amps in there that you heard. For those, of course, I didn't use a noise gate or overdrive. I did use the Positive Grid's blue compressor in front of those amps. For all of the tones that you heard, I used just a touch of reverb, and of course for all of the leads, I used a little bit of delay. And for all rhythms, both the metal rhythms and the clean rhythms that you heard, I recorded 2 tracks and I hard panned each one. And the amps that you heard in here are heavily, no pun intended, based on Jeff Loomis and Keith Merrow, as you guys saw in the earlier part of the video with the tones. Now, in order to use the Metal Signature Pack, you have to have the plugin Bias FX. So this is an additional add-on to Bias FX that you can purchase separately and use with that plugin. Now, if you decide to purchase the Metal Pack, or if you've already done that and you're not seeing your amps, I just want to share this tidbit real quick because I had a good buddy that had this issue. Actually, it's not an issue, it's just the amps and the effects that come with it are in a different place. So in other words, the amps are not going to be where your normal amps are. You have to click on the amp itself, so you get that little drop down on the side, and you'll go down to where it says expansion, and then you'll see the Metal Signature Pack there, and there you will see all of the amps included in that pack. Now there are some effects included in this pack, and I didn't go over that, but same thing, you would just click on like your distortion pedal or delay, whatever you're using, go to expansion, because those effects aren't going to be with the normal effects. They're going to be under that expansion, and then you'll see the signature pack, the Metal Signature Pack there, and all of the effects that are included in that pack. And I didn't go over those in this video, guys. To be honest, again, this is not sponsored. I wasn't overly impressed with the effects. Of course, I probably need to dive a little bit deeper, but I'm really happy with the Positive Grid Bias FX standard effects. So I love their delay, their chorus reverb, their overdrive noise gate. So I just kept using what I normally use with these amps in the Metal Signature Pack here. So I want to know what your favorite amp was that you just heard. Again, I know there are 2 clean amps in there, and you're thinking, wait, these are supposed to be metal amps. Well, hey, sometimes metal has some clean parts in there as well. I do have my personal favorite out of all 6 amps that you heard, but I want to know what your favorite was, so leave that in the comments. Now, real quick, I am an affiliate for Sweetwater, so if you purchase Positive Grid FX or their Metal Signature Pack through my link that's in the description of this video, I do get a commission from Sweetwater for that. So hey, that helps the channel. Also, while you're in the description, you'll scroll down a little bit, you'll see my Metal Riff Master guitar course. If you're not in that, do check that out. So guys, please give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I am constantly putting cool metal guitar content out there for you. And hey, I even give you some acoustic content, and I've got a series on playing live solo gigs out there as well now. So we've expanded the channel. A lot of good stuff coming up for you. By the way, I'm gonna have some lessons coming up on these riffs, so stay tuned for that. Guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel here. Until the next time, keep it metal.